When was it that you founded it?
2001.
Yeah, that long.
3 years.
Yeah, I've been following the story since. Was it?
2021.
21, yeah.
You
So I
said
think-
one.
2001.
Oh, I said 2001? Okay, sorry.
Feels like it.
We have made a lot of progress in 23 years. All right. Hey, old friend Mahesh. Great to see you, man, in Mumbai.
Good to be here.
Yeah, recording devices, which is never recommended when we're both together. But,
No,
but
or
here
cameras.
we are. Or cameras for that matter. But great to have you on board. Finally, you're part of the Hello Tempe family. Always supported us, but now as an investor and ambassador and well-wisher. So it took you long enough.
Yeah, I kind of couldn't deal with all the missed calls that I was getting from you, but you guys have been around for.
What? Take it easy, man.
How long you guys been around now?
2021. 2021.
That's 3 years. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been following the story since the beginning, as you know, and I found it intriguing. I think when you spun the story the first time about this Indonesian soy protein, and I've been watching the growth. The India story, as you know, is massive, and creating a category is exciting. And I know you well enough to know that you're not going to take my money and run away. So I think all those things put together, I think made the decision pretty easy.
Wow. With all the times we've had together, you thought I wouldn't take your money and run away. Wow. I'm Sid, by the way. Sid, a guy you grew up with. But no, it means a lot. I know you're not a vegetarian, but you still eat our product.
Yeah.
And it's something that we often talk about, which is you don't just have to be a vegetarian to eat tempeh.
Yeah, I do eat it. In the beginning, it was a lot because I was, kind of trying to make you happy because you were in the business. But, I think the second or third time, maybe when I came home for that cook-off, right, in Bangalore.
Yeah.
And I think you guys prepared, it was like tempeh green curry to tempeh kebabs to tempeh cutlets. It was literally, as good as any normal meal you would have. And since that day, I think it's about learning how to prepare it within the taste that you enjoy, right? I think that's the key. And obviously the protein part, because I still might not look like it, but I still go to the gym, makes a difference.
Shirts are getting looser and looser. So
And yeah, so story is great.
no, it's and I know Lara, who is a vegetarian, also eats tempeh, and now your daughter is training
Yeah.
tennis, and she's training in Dubai. She's training in the US. Park tempeh aside, like, how has it changed now with nutrition and your own daughter and you mentoring her? Like, what's the game looking like these days?
Well, tennis, if you're talking tennis specifically,
Yeah.
I mean, tennis is probably, if not definitely the most physical sport in the world, right? I mean, you watch these guys play at the Australian Open. If you're not a physical beast, you're not competing at the highest level. So everything matters when it comes to training, diet, recovery.
Yeah.
And, what you put into your body is a big part of it, which we didn't have these opportunities or this kind of advice or this kind of science when we were growing up. So it's building a tennis player has literally become a science, and
Wow.
protein is a big part of it.
Wow. So, I mean, my mom used to like to make masala dosas for you, which I would
Yeah.
say has something to do with the Grand Slams you've won.
Or haven't. That's debatable.
Debatable. The thing is, my wife Malvika is not going to be making masala dosas because she doesn't know how to.
Yeah, no, she does. By the way.
I know she does, and she makes a half decent one. But gone are the days when mom would send masala dosas over and we could eat it and nobody told you any different. Can't do
Yeah.
that when you're trying to be a world-class athlete
Not
today.
anymore. It wasn't just masala dosas. I mean, that was when I was growing up. I mean, when we were playing the Chennai Open in as late as 97 and 98, we'd go and have a thali at Woodlands when we had an 8 p.m. match, right? I mean, can you just imagine that happening today? It's not going to happen.
So it was just unbridled talent then?
Yes.
Huh?
And unbridled talent, and I think everyone was in the same boat. I mean, first time I think I was playing Doha in 1997, and I saw Andrei Cherkasov. He was a top 10 player at the buffet, and this guy had a plate of just raw vegetables that he was eating, which never happened with us, right? And, that's when it started to change a little bit, carbs, vegetables, protein. Today, it's a science. I mean, everything that's put into your body is measured. How many milliliters or how many grams is going into your body, and God knows what's going to happen 10 years from now.
So I'm going to go off like sport and topic here, and I hope you have an opinion on this. So one of the things about building tempeh in India maybe any category, but building tempeh in India. There are enough nutritionists in the sports field, non-sports, that talk about protein and protein and protein. But there is this mindset in India that dal chawal theek hai, sambar theek hai. And while dal chawal and sambar, nothing wrong with it, there is this huge gap of protein which so many nutritionists to the masses are just not willing to accept. They call it a fad. And this is not about eating 100 grams, 200 grams of protein. This is just about increasing it by 25%, 50%. Is this a mindset thing? I mean, do you have a view? Do you have an anthropological view, a cultural view on why we resist?
Why are you using such big words?
I know. I messed it
You're
up.
trying to look smart because the cameras are on.
Yeah, I know.
Or sound smart.
I look smart.
That's not going to happen.
So what do you think it is? Like, I mean, if you were to think about why we resist something as simple as protein.
I think I look at it a little differently, right? See, dal rice, we've all grown up on. My daughter still eats it 3-4 times a week. Our parents used to eat it. I mean, that's always going to be comfort food, staple food, stomachs out, whatever you go back to khichdi or dal rice. But I think the new generation is willing to explore, and there's nothing wrong with eating dal rice and tempeh stir fry on the side, right? I think the health benefits, the protein benefits, I think keep talking about the India story, although I know now, tempeh is, made inroads into the US market as well. We have, hundreds of millions of vegetarians here who want to live a healthier life, want to live a longer life, they all have busier lives.
Yeah.
And, I think tempeh fits right in. We all knew day one that it's going to be a process to educate the consumer. I think, there is so much still to be done, and you're still at the beginning, which is also why I got excited, because, creating a category that could really be very scalable, from any entrepreneur's perspective is exciting. So, you're in a good spot.
Great. So we're launching tempeh momos. Did I tell you that?
You did.
So we're launching tempeh momos.
Yeah.
Do you like momos?
We love momos. It's a staple in our house once a week.
Yeah,
at
that's
least.
right. And you have a Nepali cook too,
Yes.
right? So momos must be quite good.
Yeah, and we buy the packaged ones, so we just,
You buy the frozen ones?
whip them out and kind of air fry them, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for you to try. So we have a tempeh keema, an Indian keema momo, a peri peri momo, and a classic momo with the momo sauce. Which one would you go for first?
I think we try all of them because, because of the diverse diet that exists in our house. Lara's veg, pescatarian. I eat everything. So when momos are cooked, there's always a paneer, there's always a chicken, and there's always a, shrimp option for Saira as well. So I think we'd be open to trying all of them for sure.
Before we sign off, tempeh is an underdog. Most food that we eat in India has been around for centuries. We talked about dal, we talked about paneer, and it's an exciting time to bring a new ingredient in. But there is no use case. There is no, they did it last decade, they did it 2 decades ago. But I think everything that's happening in the next 2 decades is not going to have a comparison point over the last 2 decades. So, give us a pep talk. You're now part of the team. Like, tell us, what do we focus on? What are we missing? Is it possible? Do you believe in it? Which I know you do, but...
So I don't know what kind of analogy to run here, but, in everything you kind of aspire to do in life, you've always got competition, right? When you're playing tennis, it's 128 people in the draw. There's going to be one winner. Over here, you call yourself an underdog, but it is a one-horse race, right? When it comes to packaging and selling tempeh across the world. And when you're running a one-horse race, for anyone to catch up to where you are at is going to need incredible amount of research, capital, and everything else. So I think you're in a great spot. I think what you got to do is constantly find innovative ways to educate the consumer, right? Once they try it, once they see the benefits or understand the benefits, I think sky's the limit. So, I don't think you should call yourself the underdog, because you're the underdog only if you're in a draw of 128 and you've got Roger, Rafa, and Novak to beat. But if you're running a one-horse race, I think,
Good, you did well. 12 Grand Slams.
Paneer, is it a protein or not?
Not.
Then what is it?
Cheese.
Which is then?
Fat.
Well done.
Dal.
Yes. Protein.
It's a main source of carbs. It also has protein.
Okay, that kind of detail, he
know.
has to, if he's not giving it, then I'm pulling off my investment.
Curd, is it a protein or not?
Not.
I think it
It's
is.
dairy.
But dairy has protein.
How about quinoa?
Quinoa is carbs.
Yeah, now he got it. He cannot be fooled anymore.
Makhana,
Makhana is healthy, so I'll say protein.
So it's a source of carbs that also has protein.
Yeah.
But it does have more protein.
Someone
So
tells me it's unhealthy, I say no.
it is healthy. It has more protein than other snacks. So it's still good to eat.
tempeh,
Protein.
Unadulterated.